And welcome back to my ADHD podcast. As always, you got me, D3, and I have my co-host with me, Moneybag Meech. Meech, how you doing? How you living?
I'm good, D. I'm real good, D. D. I had to do it 3 times because you're D3. So,
I feel you. I feel you. I feel you.
uh,
What's the
D
what's up? What's
cube.
up?
D cube. Do they ever call you that?
DQ?
D cube.
Like Donkey King?
No, like cube.
DK?
Cube. Cube. Like CUBE.
Oh, like is that like squared?
I mean, square. Yeah, yeah, square means two. Cube means
Oh,
three.
embarrassing. Got it. No, nobody, nobody ever called me that. No
No,
one ever called me that.
I'm just saying. But then I was like, if they did, it would sound like that Nintendo Cube. Did you ever have a Nintendo Cube? Anyway, my
A
bad.
GameCube? No, my parents were cheap. They weren't getting me that.
Yeah, like I call it a Nintendo. I know it was a GameCube, but I call it a Nintendo Cube. I don't know why.
I I knew exactly what you were referring to. I
See,
knew
see,
exactly
because
what you were
see,
talking about.
see, because you done Duolingo and you understand, bro.
I haven't been on Duolingo in a minute. But you know, we got some interesting topics today. We're gonna talk a little bit about relevant news in sports,
Mm-hmm.
relationships,
Mm-hmm.
uh, NFL,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we had something else to talk about if we
Camel toes.
have camel toes, camel toes. Matter of fact, let's jump right into this debate because and I'm gonna let you explain it.
so
I'm gonna let you explain it.
so
I'm
let
gonna let
me.
you hand it over
Thank
to you. You
thank
got
you.
it.
Thank you. Thanks. You just passed me the imaginary mic.
I
So
passed you the
honestly,
baton, but I didn't hit you in the head with it.
oh well, no, yeah, it wasn't me. It was my hand's fault that hit the. We petty, bro. We petty. No, shame on her. Shame. Ring the bell. Shame.
Hey,
Um.
I don't know I don't know their relationship, so I don't know what was. It looked bad. That's all I can say. But I don't know the relationship and what was going on. So
So I mean, the whole it was. I don't think it was a dip. Okay. Okay. So let me just explain this. It's not a debate. It's more like an understanding moment. It's a very not a humbling moment because I understood. So okay, the phrase goes, "The straw that broke the camel's back," right? And I
right.
understand I understand the metaphor basically, but why can't they say the straw that broke the camel's hump?
Okay.
And I understand that the hump is part of the back, but I think that the hump is takes the whole back. It takes the whole proximity of the back. So why wouldn't I just that was my thing.
And do you still feel that way? Because
Okay, so let me.
you don't break their hump, and if you break their hump, they're still mobile. So
Yeah,
what
they're
we
still they're, true. They're
so
still
but
mobile.
if you break the
So
back, like everything stops. It's over with. You can't move. You're paralyzed. So if
right,
I
right,
break
right.
a camel's hump, bro, he's still moving. So
I
what?
mean,
I
when
mean,
you see it like that, that motherfucking camel's resilient. But I'm just saying, like, yes, you were right, but I just understand it. But because of this debate that we had, because it was heated. Let me tell you, it wasn't even heated. It was very back and forth, right? But because of this conversation, let me tell you something. You know there are two types of camel.
why would I know that?
I don't know, but I mean, you can have a random fact.
No, I didn't know that. I didn't know
Okay,
that.
okay. Here's another thing. You know those humps are actually fat. So when there's no food or like there's no
Energy
water,
deposit.
right?
Yes.
Basically, that's fat, right? So
Hmm.
the only time that maybe the only time that a camel's hump deflates or gets smaller is because it's not getting the nutrients that it needs.
Right.
Okay, and then here you go. So you got two type of camels. You got it starts with a D. It's called the DC camel, and that motherfucker's black because it comes from no, because that motherfucker no for real, because that motherfucker comes from North Africa and the Middle East.
Wait, the camel. Time out. The camel is black or it's
No, no,
black?
no,
Like,
no, like motherland black. North Africa, Middle East.
okay,
All
so
right.
it's not like Tyrone
No, no,
black.
I
It's
mean
just a
it's kind.
camel.
No, no, no. I mean like it's like you could put them in Black History Month. Maybe. No, no, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. Because the ancestors, his ancestors probably would be in the Camel cigarettes, but that gives me white. So no. Um. So no, no. Okay. Anyway. So from North Africa and the Middle East, then you have another camel called the BC, the B. Excuse me. Yeah, the BC camel,
Like
which
before
is
Christ.
come on,
Well, I mean, what is the
Camel.
B before camel? What is the BC stand for? What is the B
No, no.
Bravo and Charlie? Is that what you're referencing?
Well, I don't. Okay, so my thing is like I don't want to pronounce the first name, so I'm just giving a abbreviation. You guys look it up,
Mm,
all right? Not bad. That's me. That's short for me saying I don't know how to say the fucking word,
okay.
so I ain't gonna look stupid. Okay, anyway.
Anyway,
And because people will fry my ass in the comments, they're gonna be like, "Oh my god, can't even
as they
fucking."
sh- as they should.
As they should. No, but I feel like I can say it right. I'm just not confident, and I'm kind of scared. I haven't been
Yeah,
on
what's up?
Toastmasters. Anyway, so the BC, you caught that. Didn't think you would catch that. Okay. Anyway, the BC camel is from um Central Asia, found in China and Mongolia, and has two humps. So if you see the one with two humps, you know it's Asian. If you see if you see the one with one hump, it's African.
So I thought the camels with two humps were nearly extinct.
Okay, I didn't go into detail like that because
But
motherfucker,
but if they
you
do
went
have two
you
humps,
damn, you went all
they
depressed. I don't think they're going extinct because I just went to the fucking what's it called, the fair, and I saw a camel with two humps. So that motherfucker ain't extinct. Because
so
if
I'm
it
not
is
saying extinct. That's the wrong word. I'm saying I mean I thought after I read up on that it was like
endangered,
a
you mean
rare.
endangered?
No, it's not endangered because it's still the same animal. It's a rare occurrence. So
No,
extinct endangered is a bad term. It's rare. It's almost like somebody being born with like six fingers. Like it's a rare thing. They're still human. They just born with six fingers.
well, I'm pretty sure that
It's
I don't know, but I'm
they're not
pretty
a different
sure
species though, right?
no, no, they're not. But what I'm just saying is when you talk about six fingers, that was so common back then that people had six fingers.
Man, Boosie, little Boosie talked about that.
For real? No,
Yeah,
because
little
because my
Boosie. There's
my uncle, because my uncle, he had an extra toe, and he just let it dangling. It's just dangling in his flip flops, and I just be looking at it.
mm,
Or
mm.
maybe no, that wasn't no. It was somebody else. My bad, my uncle. My bad. It wasn't my uncle. It was somebody.
Who was it? Just a random person?
I think so. It wasn't my uncle. No, my uncle has like two fingers together in one finger. I don't in his toe. I don't know if that makes sense.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, that's wild.
Uh,
My bad. But he's my uncle by marriage.
okay. Well, I mean, it's still your uncle, bro.
You're right. Just I didn't play DNA roulette.
So I can't find anything on the Bactrian Bactrian camel.
See, you have some confidence. I love that. I love that for you,
No,
sir.
I don't think that it's confidence. I think it's ignorance because or it's lack of care.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just don't care. Like,
You just don't give a fuck.
yeah, I just don't care. I know I'm not that smart of a person. So, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, yeah, it ain't gonna hurt me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I mispronounce something or say something wrong, like, I'm human, you know?
Yeah.
I'm
Inhumane.
not, I'm not, I'm not like an established writer, you know, like some
Let,
people on this
mm,
podcast, right?
okay. Wow. So, wow. So, like I said, you're ignorant, and I can see why you're ignorant.
Ignorant,
I know
ignorant,
you're
ignorant. I'm
ignorant,
ignorant.
bro. But with the no, but for real, and I'm telling you, that's the truth. Everything I
Mm.
said about the camel is true. And
Yo,
I need you,
so,
and
yep.
I need you to look at a camel's toe. For real.
I've
Then you
seen
know
several
why.
camel toes in my lifetime,
No,
mainly
no,
in the wild
no,
at the
no, no,
gym,
no, no, no.
in
Oh
the fitness
God,
centers.
God, in the wild,
They be out there, bro.
bro.
They not extinct. They not
I thought,
extinct.
I thought you were being serious for a moment. I was gonna tell you for real. How many camel toes have you seen? Because
A
usually they
lot.
don't fucking lay on his fuck. Well, I've seen a lot too,
I've seen
but
a lot. I've seen a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen a lot of camel
I've
toes.
seen a lot of camel tails. So
All right, bro. I don't know what that means.
they know, they know
That that's a swinger.
that. Oh, shawty swing my way. The fuck?
No, I don't want. No, 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 no. I'm saying like that's a
Wait,
swinger, huh?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like, I think it's a
Is that a real thing or did you just make that up?
no, no, no. I'm gonna tell you. Okay, look, let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a story. So I was bench pressing, right? And I told a dude to spot me, right? And never mind. You know what? Anyway,
Bro, you ain't no way you can just go into that
no.
story.
Anyway, no, no. I'm just like,
Bro, you just gonna
bro.
walk on the diving board and then walk back
Well, that's what
to the
happened.
changing room?
There was a diving board right in front of me, and I was like, bro, it's cool. I don't want to get spot no more. I'm good, bro. I think you've lived to me enough in spirit,
Mm.
not in spirit like kind, but like like I don't know why. I was just like, bro, why?
All right. Anyways, I got a question, man. You're not a gamer,
I'm not. I used to be.
man.
And
So I feel like we have these debates about Xbox and PlayStation,
oh my god,
or
who
you
are
know, but
you? I bet. I bet. Okay, I'm gonna ask you a real serious question.
what's up?
Are you a PlayStation or are you an Xbox
I have an
girly?
Xbox.
Well, I know that.
You know, I like the platform of Xbox better. The layout's easy. It's like Xbox Microsoft is like Apple, bro. Like it's just easy, and I feel like it's for dumb people. Like, and overall, as far as the media aspect of it, the entertainment portion of it, I feel like it's cleaner. Now I haven't looked at PlayStation since like the PS4, so I can't tell you what the new one is like. But I know Xbox, just the way that everything is laid out, the layout, it's just clean, it's smooth, and it's to me, it just works better. Almost like Apple, right? Like we'll get into that. I'm not an Apple dude, right? But I will say the operating system of
But
Apple
he has an Adam's apple.
is oh, okay. Is clean. It's a clean layout. It's easy to use. The functions easier. I don't particularly care for Apple phones. I just don't. I don't like them. I think Apple phones are for fucking poor people. That's just me.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I don't like Apple. Just
Well, I'm
mm-mm,
poor.
can't do it.
You're
What's up?
right. I'm poor, but I'm rich in spirit.
Rich in spirit,
Damn.
my boy. So here's the thing, man. It's funny because people always say, "Oh, you got a Droid." No, I don't have a Droid. I
I
have a Samsung.
have
I
I
don't
ever told you? Have I ever shamed you for having a droid
I don't have a Droid. I have a Samsung.
or Samsung, whatever, droid, Samsung?
No, whatever.
It's
Two different things.
right, right. Two different things. Whatever, if you don't have an iPhone, regardless, I've never shamed you. I say, oh, you have a fucking phone. Great. Who cares?
Yeah, but there's a lot of people that. So,
Yeah,
for
but
prime example, like
that's what
it's
I'm
a lot of
saying.
people out
Like a
there
lot
that
of
talk
people,
trash about Samsung phones, Android phones, and they, oh, Apple, da da da
doesn't
da. And
Samsung doesn't Samsung like provide the parts to Apple, or am I just making shit up?
I mean, I don't know, man. I don't think Apple's that innovative. I'd have to look it up, but I mean, Apple
Okay.
usually, I do know this. Apple
Hold on,
usually
Jerome.
comes
You don't want to
out.
get sued by Apple.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, I think they got bigger fish to fry than me. But I think Apple usually comes out with Samsung technology like 4 years later. Like Samsung will release the technology, and then Apple will take that same technology like 4 years later. So, I
Yeah,
will say this about Apple.
I'm not one.
When Apple pushes out technology, it's usually pretty flawless. Like Samsung will create some technology, like it still got bugs, they kick it out. We don't care. Y'all, we'll figure it out. We'll fix it in the update or in the next gen. App or that's Samsung. Apple will just, hey man, we kind of figured this out. We're playing with it, but we're gonna kind of perfect it. So I see less bugs with Apple products, but they are also, in my opinion, not on the edge of innovation. Not anymore. Not since RIP to Steve Jobs. You feel me?
Adam and Steve. Well, no.
Out of it. Out of his
Was it
Steve.
my bad? My bad. Rest in peace to Steve Jobs. Apparently, speaking of camels and Steve Jobs, he was found in Egypt. Conspiracy
He was
theories.
he was what?
Apparently, like there's a picture of him in Egypt, Steve Jobs, because we
In
were
E
talking
I,
about camels in Egypt, and it's just funny.
I'm not touching that.
No, I'm correlating. No, I'm correlating the whole conversation.
mm,
That's what I'm saying. Like,
mm.
since we're talking about Steve Jobs, we were talking about camels. I just thought about this conspiracy. Apparently, he's still alive. I'm not saying here. This is a conspiracy theory. I'm not. I'm not here. Like, yeah, it's real, bro. No. Um, I'm saying, like, people have said that there's a picture floating around of him in Egypt that looks just like Steve Jobs waiting in line. No, no, he's sitting down. Excuse me. I'm mistaken. Bill Gates, one of Bill Gates. Ooh, what was that?
Oh, I hit something
That
when I
sounded
picked up my
dramatic
phone.
as fuck. That shit sound
That
like the movie. You know when you break the glass in the movie
mm-hmm.
or mirror or something. That
Sound
shit
like
sounded.
Stone Cold Steve Austin coming in to the
You're
ring.
right, bro. That's literally what I imagined. I got scared. I was like, oh fuck, what did I do? Yeah.
Hey, so hey, let's get into the topic for today.
Okay, my bad.
No, you straight, you straight, you straight. Let's just get into the topic today of conversation, man. NBA. Man, Anthony Edwards, bro. That dude's a baller.
Ant Man. Yes.
Mm-hmm. That that
Mm.
dude's a baller.
Where's he
That
from?
boy. I don't know, but he went to college in Georgia, so I'm assuming he's from Georgia.
Mm. Mm.
I don't know where he's from though. I could be totally wrong, but he played for Georgia. High, huge prospect coming out of college. Um, but if you haven't been following the news, I think he just welcomed what baby number three. Is that right?
I think so.
Well, I wouldn't say welcomed. That's a bad choice of words.
Yeah, I wouldn't say
Uh,
welcome.
that's a that's a bad choice of
He
words.
did
I
not
wouldn't
have
say
a welcome mat. He did not.
no. Yeah, that was not a. I'm pretty sure he did not attend that baby shower. Um, but anyways, so in the backstory, Anthony Edwards.
There's another
Um,
story too. I'm gonna add to it too, because something just came
mm,
out as well. But go ahead.
so backstory between him and his one of his baby moms, the most recent one, I believe. She ends up getting pregnant. Yeah, and he basically said he doesn't want anything to do with the kid. And there were rumors circulating that he offered a one-time payout of, like $1 million for
A lump
18 years,
sum.
which I found out that was fake.
Was it?
Yes, it was not real. I can't find any legitimate articles that state that it was true. It was factual.
What?
I can't find any articles. They're all from, small websites, small magazines, things of that nature. It's nothing from like
Okay,
a
okay.
legitimate source. But then
Which is
again,
great.
I don't. Yeah.
Which is great. Maybe
Uh-huh.
it's false, which is great news. Or maybe
Right.
it could be great news, bad news for some. Me, I'm indifferent. I'm just like, wow, I'm shocked. Like, okay, it's not real because I'm not really
Hmm.
into sports. I'm not a sports individual, but I could speak on certain things. Like where I see my opinion, which this is good because it opens a conversation to what we're going to talk about.
Right. And so the other thing was, I can't remember, but the individual, the baby mother, moved to, I want to say California. I was reading that, and she tried to get the custody and everything arranged in California, and he petitioned the state of Georgia to have it moved back to Georgia.
So, yeah.
Which I agree with. I agree with. If that is true, I actually agree with that. Why are you moving to California if you're not from California?
Does it pay the
You know,
most? Does it pay the most? Is it more?
heck, yes,
Is it
of course, of course
okay?
it does.
No, that's what I was asking. Like, if the move, anyone that moves, it has to be a money move.
Yes. So like if you are, in somewhere like let's say Georgia, boom, and you
Yeah.
have a kid, Mississippi, pretty much anywhere in the South with the exception of Texas,
Hmm.
and Florida. Texas and Florida is the exception to the rule, but the rest of the southern states, child support is generally cheaper in those states. So if an individual moves, let's say to Texas, Florida, or to California, um, or moves specifically from like Georgia, Mississippi to California to establish custody, I'm like, come on, bro, that's kind of suspect.
Right, 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 right.
You know what I'm saying? But anyways, but yeah, that's the story. But to get in the topic, hey, what was the topic you wanted to discuss with that? If
So,
that's something that revolved around that.
so here's my thing. Let's say hypothetically this was a real thing, right? If a man
Yeah.
had enough money, where if a man said, you know what, Dave Chappelle said it best, and I thought about it too. Her body, her choice, his money, his choice. Um, to be quite honest, if let's say you're an adult, you both are adults, consistent adults, and y'all uh, do the act of sex, and apparently the individual gets pregnant by you. You pay the individual. Apparently, you pay the individual $100,000 to abort the child. You don't. That person doesn't do it. Keeps the money. So let's
Keep
take
that
that out.
paper.
Right, right, right. Let's take that out. Let's take that out. Let's say they didn't pay someone to get an abortion, right? Let's
Right.
say they didn't pay someone to get an abortion. Let's say that person said, "Hey, no, I don't want that child. I want nothing to do with that child." Okay, I and she's like, "No, I'm keeping the child."
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say she wants to keep the child because it's her child, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's take away the fact that if she sees that child as a money grab, a pyramid scheme. I wouldn't call a child a pyramid scheme. I'm not in that situation.
Wait,
That
what?
No, it's because I'm still stuck on camels in Egypt and
You
pyramids
okay. So you saying like
and camel
maybe
toe.
the individual, maybe the woman or the man sees that child as like a money grab.
Yes, okay, money grab, right?
Okay.
So I'm not calling a child that at all, and I'm not saying that's the situation here. I'm just saying
Okay.
hypothetical. Let's say, and the
Well, we're
the
just talking about a
the
random situation anyway,
right,
so
right,
it doesn't matter.
a random
Yep.
situation, it's no one, right? And the man goes, hey, like I really don't want this child. If the man chooses to give a lump sum, to you and said I don't want to be contacted, that's his choice. Just like you made the choice, we both made the choice to act in sex. You knew the consequences, and some people may say the miracles of the situation. And but I'm gonna say, speaking, the consequences of having sex. It's not only having a child, it's diseases and all that good stuff, but all that bad stuff, or however you look at it. and he pays it and he goes, "Hey, I want nothing to do with it." That's his choice. He
Okay,
financially responsible. He financially did what he was supposed to do.
but are you?
Now,
What are you asking though?
no, I think people see people in the comments with this fake article. People were like, "Oh, that's a smart move on him." This fake article. Hey, that's a smart move on him. Women are like, "Oh, that's not cool." Being financially responsible, but being a father is also being there for the child, which I agree. It's just I
Well,
I
but
see
he said he did not want
exactly.
specifically to
So
do it.
I
So
see it
so
from
so
both
here's my
ways.
thing. Regardless of how you feel about it, right? This is how I feel about it.
Right.
Here's my thing, man. The responsible portion of me, the mature side of me says, "Hey, bro, you did what you did.
Hmm.
Hey, man, you got to raise your kid. Like you
Right.
got to be there for you. You can't just be there financially for your kid. You have to be a father, right? You have to be a father. You can't just be a ATM for your kid. You have to be there for your kid. You need to be responsible in raising your kid. Now, here's the other part of me, though. This is the other
Hmm.
part of me. From an equality standpoint, why
That's where I'm
is it?
at.
Well, why is it that men don't get the choice? Women can just say, "I don't want to be a mother." Boom, abortion. Boom. Why did women get that right? Like, and I get it because women are the
Because
ones
there's no
pushing out
body.
the kid. But if women are allowed to say, "I'm not ready for to be a mother," then why are men not allowed to say, "I'm not ready to be a father"? That's
And
where
I
I'm
don't
at
think
now. Me personally, yeah, hey, if I have a kid, I'm raising my kid, I'm supporting my kid financially, and I'm going to be a father to that kid as well. But I'm just saying, why does one person on the side of the aisle get the choice versus the other person on the other side of the aisle does not get that choice? That's
right,
all I'm
nothing
saying.
is fair. Right, nothing's fair. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if the situation was real, if this article was real, I'll see it from both ends. Like, he didn't want nothing to do with it. He wanted nothing to do with that child. He
Hmm.
financially said, okay, if the article is false, but if a situation like that was real, say,
There's
hey,
a
you
lot of
know what?
situations like that. There's a lot of real situations like that.
Right. So they're trying to be financially stable. Hey, financially responsible. Hey, I'm going to financially be responsible for that child, but that's it. I don't want nothing. I mean, unfortunately, that's a sad truth. It's a sad reality. And maybe over time, that person's mind may change, but don't
Hmm.
gamble that. Don't gamble that. Keep it the way it is. If you use that child as a business transaction, then that child will always be a business transaction. That child will always be business, never pleasure.
Hmm. Well,
And that sounded weird.
I do
That sounded
feel like
weird. That sounded
I
weird.
do feel like the laws need to change a bit. Um, there needs to be some changes to the law into that sense, man. It can't just be one individual doesn't get a right about parenthood versus the other one gets 100% of the right to be a parent. But then again, there's the other aspect of it of, hey, man, if you give someone something, no takesies backsies, bro. Like if, and what I mean by that, the way that I look at sex is if you impregnate someone, the man impregnates someone, right?
Hmm.
Bro, you gave your seed to someone else. They choose to plant
Right.
them seeds, then that's on them. they have they have control and ownership, man. So it's a good man. I don't think that's something you could really ever get right in today in society, man. With laws, I don't think it's something that they could ever fix. I just
So,
don't. Just it's just it's a very complex thing.
but I will say something. I will say something. And shout out to the men now, growing up now and having children. More men are being there, especially black men are being there for their child. And now societies. So it's a good thing,
Huh?
like you said,
I
Earth.
think no, but I think black fathers have always been um black men have always been good fathers to their children. I think there's this misconception that they're not.
No, 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 no,
Re-
no, 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 no. See, that's where you're. No, 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 no. I didn't say not good fathers. I said they're more present. in their child's
Ah, but
life.
I think they've always been present. I think that's the microaggression of what we hear about, the angry black woman. I think that's the same thing.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, but they're showing that people are growing up with more of a two-parent household,
Hmm.
keeping that, or even if that two-parent household is blended, um, that the father is still present in that child's life. It's not like, oh, I'm out, you know?
Right, right.
That's it.
What? Well, let me ask you a question. Like, as far as individuals that are rich or individuals that have a lot of money, do you feel it's a smart move to pay an upfront lifetime child support, like all in one take,
Are we talking about
instead of
Elon
paying?
Musk or are we talking about Nick
Man.
Cannon?
Yeah, I mean, does that even matter between the two?
No, I just wanted to
Like,
say their names because they have a shitload of kids.
we
And
just talking about.
Kiki Watts, she be popping them kids out. I think
Mm,
I'm talking about
like
Adam and
paying,
Eve.
so paying all at once up front opposed to, paying monthly. I mean, if you can do it, do it. Why not, right?
Why not? Shit.
I mean,
Why
especially
not?
if you're rich,
I mean,
I
there's no
mean, you
interest.
uh, what do you mean?
Wait,
There's no interest
there's
into
no
monthly
interest in
payment?
Anthony Edwards with that child.
Yeah, cold blooded, bro.
My bad.
Cold, cold.
My bad.
Can't say my
I don't know
bad.
why I said that. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I don't know why you said it either, man.
I don't know.
let that let
That's just
let that
that's
let that
crazy.
man be.
I mean, oh, but here's another thing, and I don't know if this article is real. I don't know if this article is real, but I read an article. Apparently, he did this with a OnlyFans model. They call them models, OnlyFans models. Um, and got her impregnated and paid her $100,000 to get the child aborted. I don't know if that's real, but damn, that's crazy. If it's real, bro,
Hey,
Steve
what's
Jobs,
the,
bro, Steve Jobs heard him was like, "Fuck that motherfucker, blow that sandstorm up, bro."
hey, Steve Jobs is not Steve Jobs and Apple phones is not immune to sunlight, bro. Hey,
Steve was
Sarah,
like pissed. Steve was like, Steve was eating his apple and was like, "Bet,
I got you. I
release,
got you,
release, release the lasers." That Samsung
man.
blew up, started playing random music.
Yeah. So no, that was my other phone. I figured that out. So it cooled down. Hey,
You better
anyone watching?
cool it down.
Don't leave your phone in the sun because it's not a good idea. I left that thing
He told
dead
you he wasn't smart.
dead in the sun, man. Dead in the sun, right? Yeah, that was definitely a D3 moment. Like I was
I
like, man, what is
wonder.
going
I was
on?
so Samsung is definitely not black.
Yeah, it's lacking melatonin. I mean, it's Korean for sure. It's Korean for sure, bro.
Is it Korean? Samsung is Korean.
Samsung is Korean, bro. Samsung's
Wow.
Korean. Yeah, man.
The more you know.
Yeah, the more you know. Hold up, let me fact check that because I got to make sure I'm giving good information. But
Right, bro.
that's
Right.
why, like, you never noticed when you was
Hold
in
up. Wait
Korea,
a minute.
everybody had Samsungs in Korea. You never noticed that?
No, I never noticed
Did you?
that. I
I mean,
saw.
you went off base a lot, right?
Yeah, yeah. What I saw was LG air conditioners. I was like, what the hell does a phone have to do with air conditioning?
Is LG Korean too?
I don't know.
Yes. Samsung is South Korean. Kia is also Korean too.
What
Uh,
about LG?
let me see.
Lesbian gang. Sorry.
Yes, LG is South Korean.
Oh, there it is.
Yep, there you go. So the more you know, the more you know, the
That
more you know.
the more you know.
So, but anyways, so what I missed while I was gone, other than you talking shit.
Yeah, I was talking mad shit, bro. Steve Jobs. I was like, I came back in the pod and was like, hey, this motherfucker. This is what he gets, talking shit. He left his phone out in the motherfucking sun. And now it's
Hey,
singing different songs. It's not black.
Hey, but
Oh,
look how quick that bad boy cooled down and is already working again, bro.
oh, so good. It went to therapy, so now it's not angry.
Yeah, man.
Good.
No more PTSD for my phone, man. I think it's over. I think it's over the incident that happened. You
That
know.
shit. With iPhones, they tell you too damn hot, and they be iPhone be giving you like the temperature too damn hot.
Yeah. Yep.
I'd be like, oh shit,
Go ahead, put it in a bag of rice, bro.
it's not wet.
No, but you still gotta put it in a bag of rice, bro.
You funny. Put it in a bag of rice. Isn't that Samsung?
That's every phone, bro.
No, I don't think iPhone's that way. You don't put it in rice anymore. I don't think
You do,
iPhone's that way.
bro. You do every phone like that, bro.
I don't think so. Damn, you really went there with this Korean shit.
Hey,
Damn,
no, you
you
went
went
there.
there. No, I was really talking about. I was talking about the bag of rice. Like you
Mm.
don't have to do that with iPhones.
Hey, it's all about perception, my boy.
I get it.
It's all about perception.
Right.
No, I think like I believe certain iPhones the same way with Samsungs are water resistant is what you're referring to.
That's
So
what I'm referring to. It's water
I'm
resistant.
I'm tracking now. We had to clarify that,
OMC.
bro.
My
Cause
bad.
I really thought you was on like
No,
some
hell
Roman.
no.
I thought you was on some Roman salute type shit.
I thought you said ramen. I was about to say, now you took it too far.
Oh yeah. I thought you was on some yeah. But anyways,
No, no,
uh,
no, no, no. Never that, never that, never that. That's not.
so
Mm-mm.
yeah, so in other news, the NFL is expanding overtime rules.
Hey, you know what? I got a question.
Mm, what's up,
So since we're talking about the NFL now, do you want to add Mike into the conversation?
man? Can you get them online?
Let's
Let's let
let
Mike
let's
explain
flex
it,
Mike.
man.
Let's flex
We ain't
Mike.
had Mike. We haven't talked to Mike in a minute, man. Can you get Mike on?
Yeah, I'm gonna get Mike on the pod. Hold up.
Get Mike on the line. I want to know what Ja Rule has to say about this.
Right, bro. Throwbacks, bro. Throwbacks.
I want to know what Ja Rule has to say about this topic. You know what reference I'm talking about?
No, actually, it's a hip hop reference where
No, that's
wasn't
Dave
it Ja Rule
Chappelle.
versus was it
That was
Ja
Dave
Rule versus
Chappelle.
yeah. But wasn't it because of Ja Rule versus 50?
I mean, they had their beef,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, their beef.
50. They had their beef, but I was specifically talking about the Dave Chappelle skit.
No, I'm sorry. I'm
No, man.
heated.
I'm gonna have to send you. I'm gonna have to send you that. It was funny, man.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to look.
Did you add? Did you try to add Mike yet?
Oh yeah, I sent him the link.
Hmm. Was
Must have
he
been
expecting
mistaken
it?
with LinkedIn. What? Yeah, he was expecting it. I told him I'm about to record. He been wanting to record since 11.
Dang. Okay,
Yeah, but
Mike.
I,
That's
I
the
had
thing,
other
though.
matters.
If Mike be talking about, hey, I want to record, and then it's funny, man. That cat show up into the podcast like, Mike, why is it so loud? Oh, I'm in a bar.
Right. I'd be like, damn, Mike. I'd be like,
Mike,
I'm at a football game
you can't
live,
record. You can't record in a football game, bro. What are you? What are you
bro.
doing?
I'd be like, Mike, come on, go Bucks.
Go. Back. Oh, is he from Tampa?
He is. He is from Tampa.
Oh, okay. Bet. I didn't know he was from Tampa, man.
Yeah. He's from Tampa, Tampa.
So
He,
he's a big Bucks fan.
yeah. He's a twin too. He has a sister.
What?
Yeah,
Man, I feel like that's
and he's
if
the
you
only
gonna have
boy in the family. And then he has an
what?
older sister, and he has an older sister too. Yeah, he's the only boy.
Man, I feel like having a twin sister is I ain't gonna say that, man. I'm not even gonna say that. I'm not, I'm not even gonna say that.
Oh, I don't even know where you were going. I don't know if you were going to Alabama or you
No,
were going.
no. I was gonna say, you know, I was gonna say, I feel like if you're gonna be twins, I feel like it's a lot cooler if you have identical twins. I feel like you can
Yeah,
just get away with a lot of stuff, man.
yeah.
Like a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so you would want to have an identical twin, a boy, someone that looks just like you and acts just like you.
I feel like you get away with so much stuff, bro.
I mean, if one was not good at one category, the other one was good. Y'all could switch. I
You
always
can
wanted to
switch,
do
bro.
that. Like
You can
switch, like
switch. I
if you're
mean,
so
realistically, bro, they would never know if you're identical
big
twins.
Nintendo Switch. Speaking of games, anyway, yeah, you could get away with them. So twins kind of scared me at one point.
What's
You
that?
know that I think there's a place. I don't know where, but I know there's a place on Earth that they have the most twins.
What? Really?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I
Mm.
don't want to say it's Africa or it's or in Argentina. I don't know. No, Argentina
Is
has like a place where it's blonde hair and blue eyes. But I'm also there's another place with
mm.
albinos. Yeah, there's a lot.
What?
There's a lot.
That's crazy. I mean, it is genetics, so that would make
Right.
sense.
True. But no, there's a place somewhere on Earth that has the most
Uh,
twins.
so the small West African nation of Benin has the
Mm,
highest
that
natural
was
twin birth rate
so I
in the
was right.
world. Yep, with 27.9 twins per 1,000 births.
Oh, bro, thank you for I feel seen. I feel seen. I feel validated. See, so I was right.
Um, well, so this is
I got
so
happy.
Nigeria, Benin, Central African Republic, Democratic Republic of Congo. Man, dog, they were asking questions about. They were asking random people, "What's the poorest country in the world?" And you know, these idiots said Africa.
Wait, did they say? Wait. What was the question?
What is the poorest country in the world? And these morons said Africa.
Mm. So if Africa was the most poorest country in the world, then why is it so exploited?
What do you mean?
It's it's stolen its riches, its natural resources. It's not poor. It's exploited.
I mean,
People
yeah,
think
but it's also not a fucking country.
exactly.
That was the
It's a continent, you know.
point. This dude was just asking everyone, like, "What's the poorest country in the world?" They didn't say a
No, but people be
country
like
in Africa. They said
right.
Africa.
No. People don't even know what how many continents we have.
Oh, that's a seven. That's a big seven.
Yeah, but then also, I mean, people think it's Gulf of America. Sorry, I'm so
Hey,
sorry.
hey.
So sorry.
So I fly across the pond a lot, right? So every time I'm flying on American Airlines, I'm looking specifically at that to see if it changes the Gulf of America or, or if it says Gulf of Mexico.
Right.
Oh my goodness, man. The things you see in the world, man. This is why education is important. This is why education is important, man.
And to and educate true education, like actually teach the correct history, teach the correct information.
I mean, look, before we start getting into the correct history, we got to teach. We have to teach the basics. It's people that they don't even understand that Africa
Hmm.
is a continent. They don't
Yeah,
understand
that's
that.
what I said. It's a continent, it's not a country.
Did you see the dude that he was having a conversation with his wife and he said, and I don't know if this is real, but I was just watching it and they saw Alaska plates in Louisiana and he goes, "Wow, that must have been a long drive."
Wait, wait,
And
wait,
his
wait, wait, wait,
wife,
wait. Wait, wait,
okay,
wait, 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 wait a minute, wait a minute.
okay, I'm waiting.
Okay, repeat the whole thing, because
So there
I'm
was
trying to
this,
make sure I heard right.
yo, you probably did. They were in Louisiana and they saw a truck with Alaska plates. The
Um,
husband goes, "That must have been a long drive."
yeah,
The
okay.
wife looks at him and goes, "You can't drive from Alaska to Louisiana." And he looks at her and he goes, where do you think Alaska is?" And she goes, "It's surrounded by water. It's it's west of Texas." And he goes, "What what the public education is going on here, man?" Like, and he pulls up the map, and you know, in high school or in school in general, when you look at the map, it was always the 50s, it was always the 48
Right, right,
states,
right.
right? And below it
You see
always had
Hawaii, right? You see
in
Hawaii
Alaska, right?
and Alaska, right?
In Alaska. And so he was like looking at her like, who? He was like, "Thank God she's pretty." Like,
Bro, that okay. But here's another thing. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I had a family member that I was arguing with. Basically, they're like, "Oh, yeah, somebody can run for the third term." I'm like, "No, they can't." They're like, "Yes, they can if they didn't do consecutive years." I'm like, "Consecutive years has nothing to do. You can't run a third. It doesn't matter if you break it or you run it together. You can't run a third
mhm,
term." They they
right.
they the only person that had a third term was FDR.
Yes.
And they try to argue with me, and I'm like, "Oh my god." And
Yeah,
this individual has a very high education. High.
they
One
didn't,
of the highest.
and they didn't pay enough. So they so the way that they're looking at it, they're trying to now after hundreds. Well, that ain't hundreds of years, is it? Like, I'm trying to do
Mm-mm.
math in my head. No,
No,
that's
it's probably like
okay. That's not
60 or
100.
70.
50, okay,
I say 60,
50,
70.
60 years. Okay. Um.
I say 60,
So they're
70.
okay. So they're trying to interpret the law differently. They're trying to say that, oh well, this law meant consecutive terms opposed to
Mm-mm.
2 terms,
So,
which, oh, it's going to be interesting to see how that works out. So,
and then
what's the
I
craziest
prove it.
thing you've heard someone say though?
And then I
Like,
prove it to them. I prove it to them, and they were like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. You're right. I apologize." And I was like, "Dang, that person was humble enough to say, 'Hey, I was wrong.'" I give that. See, I could give that to someone that is willing
right.
to learn.
I always find it eager, like not eager. I always find it interesting to know who you're living among.
You said, "Well,
When I always find it interesting to know who you're living with or who you're living around, like who you work with every day. When
mm-hmm.
you start talking to individuals and asking them questions, and I don't know, man. I feel like there's certain phases in school that I just miss certain things, and
Mm-hmm.
some things are pretty big. Like, nope, didn't know that. Didn't know that. But some things I'm just like, bro, how do you not know this? How you unaware of this? There's some things like, man, people say some things you're just like, wait, what?
I mean, people still think in middle school that black women don't feel less pain than white women. People are still being taught that. So I mean,
Mm. Well, I mean, that's a thing in the medical field that they say.
right? I mean, that's what
And
I'm
it's,
saying. Like, you gotta,
yeah.
I mean, people sometimes get indoctrinated. Some people try to expand their knowledge and actually seek the truth, and some people are
Hmm.
just blindly ignorant.
Yeah, that's facts. That's real. That's real.
But let's talk about this NFL thing, man.
I thought we was waiting for Mike.
Well, I mean, shit, Mike is taking fucking forever. Shit, he's on CP time. I guess he
Okay.
is black.
All right. Okay. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna get into this. ESPN NFL overtime rules for regular and postseason play. So, looking into it, um, give you some backstory. I'm just going to read this article from ESPN. It says from 1974 to 2010, tie games were decided with a 15-minute sudden death period. In 2010, the NFL implemented a modified sudden death where a first possession touchdown would end the game. But after a first possession field goal, the opposing team would also get an opportunity to possess the ball. In 2017, the NFL shortened the overtime period to 10 minutes. A recent change came in 2022 after the Kansas City Chiefs 42-36 overtime win over the Buffalo Bills in the AFC divisional round. NFL owners approved a rule change that ensures both teams get a chance to possess the ball during overtime of a playoff game. In 2025, owners approved an adjustment to allow both teams to possess the ball in the regular season as well. Ahead of the upcoming change, let's get over to the NFL current overtime rules. What are the NFL's regular season overtime rules? So pretty much that's what it is. Who always on time? There he
I'm here.
is.
I'm here. I'm here.
Mike,
I'm
Mike,
alive.
Mike, Mike. What up, my boy?
What up, D? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you been?
Good, good. Life's been lifing, but it's life.
Yeah, I was over here trying to do a poor fill-in for you as a substitute explaining NFL overtime rules. So do your thing,
Yeah.
my boy. What you got for us? What you got for us?
So I was on the radio. So I got a radio show, and they were talking about it, and I personally think I like it because we lost. I mean, the Bucks. I mean, we lost both of our games last year because of playoffs. I mean, or because of
Mm-hmm.
overtime. Because of
Yep.
overtime, we didn't get the touch the ball. We lost twice. We lost once to the Falcons, and we lost another time to someone else. But you give us the ball; those could be two potential wins.
I
And
think it was KC because
it was
doesn't Baker puts his he puts his head back like, oh my God, like really?
or
That just
something.
happened?
Yes,
Yeah.
or something. But I think that it could help a lot of teams, and it could also hurt a lot of teams. I mean, the rule change to me. I say let it happen.
Yep.
Baseball's different because it's just baseball's different because it's such a purist sport. So you got to be
Yes.
careful with baseball. But for
Hmm.
the NFL, I say why not change it? I mean, I say go for it because I think every
Yeah.
team should get the ball, and it makes my debate better that NFL is better than college because that was
Mm,
one of the arguments that we had was overtime rules, and now that they
You
changed it,
know, most
mm,
people don't feel that way that NFL is better than college. Me personally, I think the NFL is way better than college.
I think
mm,
it's the best. The best. It's the all stars.
Yeah,
mm,
but I will say this. I will say this though. I feel that college games are more even than NFL games. I will say that. I will say that on any given Saturday, any college team can beat Ohio State or Alabama at the top of their game when they were pretty much any team can win in college football at any given Saturday. In the
And I
NFL,
like
I
in the
do not
atmosphere,
believe that.
100%. And we were talking about it too. The fans and the atmosphere is a lot better than the NFL. 100%.
Hmm.
Like you're fighting for your school, you're fighting for your community,
Yeah.
you're fighting for your
mm,
college.
mm,
Like,
Yes.
and we had a
But.
debate about that, and I was like, I totally agree with that. College is different. You're 20, you're young, you're
Hmm.
you want to get out there in the world and you want to protect what you love, and I get it. I
Hmm.
totally get it. I totally get it. I mean, it's your college, it's where you grew up, it's where you got educated, so it's like I can't really be
Yeah.
upset but about the
Or
atmosphere.
it's just your home. It's just your hometown. What you grew
Yeah.
up
I mean,
watching is like that's a part of you when you grew up. Like when you grew up in these small towns. Like people, for instance, I'm from the South. If you go through Tuscaloosa, is not that big, bro.
I'm about to say Mississippi. I'm about to say Mississippi. Like you got Oxford. You got
Mississippi
all those
State,
little
Southern
Mississippi
Miss.
State. You got all those little yes, 100%, 100%, 100%.
Oh, so, but I do agree. I agree with the rule change. One thing about the NFL that they've always had, it was just been done poorly, is the first person that scores is just ridiculous. Just make
Yes,
another quarter of
it's
football.
basically
Like,
it's basically whoever wins the coin flip wins.
yeah. Now, I will say this: a lot of people were arguing the opposite side. They were like, just play defense. I'm like, that's ridiculous because some teams don't build their team around defense. They build their
This
team
is
around offense. So
the
if they
game.
got to
Exactly.
play defense first, they're gonna lose.
Right.
100%. And I think that this game has evolved more into an offensive game. I think that the NFL has evolved more into an offensive game. There's a lot more high scoring games. You don't see low scoring
Mm,
games anymore. So I think
Hmm.
that it's just more of an
mm.
offensive game. I just think it's really more of an offensive game now. I think that defense doesn't, I mean, defense wins Super Bowls. I will say that. I just, dude, it's
I don't
hard.
think
I
that's
can't.
true. I don't think that's true anymore, bro. I don't
So
think
you
defense
wait,
wins
wait, so
Super
wait,
Bowls
wait,
anymore.
wait. Hold on. I wanna ask Mike something. So do you think that the NFL has become more strategic? I think it's more of like a chess game now. I know I'm not comparing the NFL as a chess, but if you're saying offensively, like it's more of an offensive game now versus back then it was a defensive team, a defensive sport. Do you think that because of the technology, how advanced we are right now in sports, it's more of a strategic, and that's why it plays into now to become an offensive game, in your
Yeah,
opinion?
because offense for people that don't understand the sport, offense is better.
And
It's
also
more
No,
too,
entertaining.
right.
there was a lot
No,
better.
but I'm
There was a lot more better defensive players than there were back then than there are now. You had Ray Lewis, you had Ed Reed, you had guys that wanted to kill each other out there. You don't have people like that now in the NFL. You do not have people like that now in the
well,
NFL. So
maybe it's because of the year
I don't know. You just got to think
or
like Dwight Suggs.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I would have to disagree with that.
Really,
mm,
Yeah, I don't think I think the mentality was different, but I don't think the defensive players are
I
back
mean, they
then
were
were
hitting each
better.
other harder. They were hitting each other harder back then, bro. They were hit sticking to each other, bro. They had to put rules on the quarterback that you can't hit the quarterbacks as hard anymore. I mean, they put. I mean, dude, it's gone to offensive direction.
It did. But again, I don't feel as if the defense was necessarily better than like. Come on, man, you taking Ray Lewis and Ed Reed, like one of the best linebackers in NFL history, one of
I
the
mean,
best safeties, and you're
Jarrell Reed.
comparing it to today. Yeah, but in one of the best DBs, but you're comparing it to today. But those are like the best players. You comparing the best defensive athletes probably of all time, arguably probably top five in their position to now. Like I don't know if that's a fair argument to say that
Name
mentality is
any.
different. Mentality
I
is
don't know.
different. Mentality is different, but is the talent better? Is the talent better then than it was now? I mean, I don't know,
I
man.
don't
That's
know.
a
That's a question
that's a
that we would
reach.
have to
That's a
dig deep.
reach.
We would have to
No,
dig
no,
deep
that's a
into.
reach. That's a reach because the thing is like I just feel like I said, I think that sports advancement and technology in sports and I think
Technology has definitely helped.
it enhance. I feel so. I mean, I feel like who am I to speak? Like I told you, I'm not a sports kind of guru. I'm just kind of someone that enjoys the conversation and hears individuals talk about it with so much passion. So when I see someone with so much passion, I want to be around those people because at least you're passionate about something, right?
mm-hmm.
You
Hmm.
know. So I admire anyone that loves sports. That's a true fact. I just think that if you look at it from like if I could break it down for someone that doesn't speak the language when it comes to like
Mm-hmm.
the NFL or doesn't speak sports, right?
Right.
I can say that I can see how this sport has become a strategic thing now, where
Oh,
people are now really aligning their players, and you get what I'm saying, like chess in a sense.
yeah. Right. So,
100%. I mean, you
but
got clock management.
let me ask you a question though. Like, let's look at the talent. I do think the talent shifts in specific positions due to evolution of the offense, right? So for instance, right now we have more of a it's more of a mobile quarterback league, so the defensive ends I feel like have gotten better. So if you look at Nick Bosa, like Aiden Hutchinson, right?
Hmm.
You look at Michael Parsons, bro. You look
Who?
at
T.J. Watt,
TJ Watt, Miles Garrett. You look at
Miles Garrett.
Max Crosby, Brian
Crosby,
Burns, even though he does.
yeah, Matt
But
Crosby.
so man, look at it, man. Defensive ends across the board are everywhere now, man. These guys are super talented. These are straight amazing athletes. Now, the linebacker position, we probably have a little more of an argument, right? But I can't say that the talent is worse this day and age. I just think the mentality may be different, right? I agree with you. A lot of people are buddy buddy in the NFL a lot more opposed to back in the day. Like I don't really think players, associated with each other like that. It was all about the team and that was it. But yeah, I can't say that the talent has fallen off in 2020 because me, the talent gets better every year.
Mm.
I'm
Yeah,
never
I
gonna
mean,
say
because you
like,
got, I mean,
but
you got new players coming in every year. Obviously, you're gonna have somebody better. You're gonna have somebody new.
yep.
I mean, it's part of the game.
Uh,
It's part of evolution. But
I mean, look at Aaron Donald. He just retired. I mean, those dudes probably one of the best DTs to ever do it, bro.
he was a good,
Um,
yeah, Hall of Famer, Hall of Famer.
yeah, and then like in the DB world is kind of good too right now, man. I don't think anyone is anyone comparing to Darrell Revis. Uh, but there is some talent out there in the secondaries,
I
man.
mean, it's hard to
It's also
compare some. It's hard to compare some of these guys, man. Like Derek Brooks, man, he's one of the greatest. I think he played for the Bucks. He was a lifer for Bucks. He's like
oh, I remember him. Didn't y'all cut him? I thought y'all cut him. No,
Derek
y'all cut. Who did
Brooks.
y'all cut? Y'all cut. Oh, not Derrick Brooks. Y'all cut. He was on the Super Bowl back in the day,
Yeah, he
right?
got like an interception
My
in the
bad.
Super Bowl.
Yes, that dude. I'm thinking of the dude y'all cut recently.
Rondé Barber? No, 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 no.
No, no, that dude was like back in Tiki's day. That was Tiki's brother.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Y'all cut a linebacker last year, bro. I can't remember who he was. It wasn't White, was it? No, it's not
Devin
White.
White,
Who was the? Was it Devin White? Did y'all cut Devin White? Yes.
or something. David, Levante David.
No, that wasn't it. I don't
No,
think that was it. Maybe it was him. But y'all, I thought y'all cut a high profile linebacker last year, man. Maybe I'm wrong.
no, because Rashad
Anyways,
White's a running back.
no, it wasn't White. It wasn't Rashad White.
Okay.
And it wasn't I think I was thinking of Devin White, but it wasn't Devin White. That definitely ain't it. But I can't remember. Anyways, yeah, y'all cut Devin White last year. He went to Houston.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of. Y'all definitely cut him. But
You know
anyways,
what? You
back to
know
these
what?
overtime rules. What's up? What's up, Meech?
But we did talk about the overtime rules, but he did say something about Major League Baseball. And I wanted to bring something up. I wanted
What's
to
that?
bring something up. What's up with these torpedo bats, bro? What's up with the ban of
Tor-
torpedo
the
bats?
torpedo. Okay, so
Man,
basically,
explain
uh,
this to me, bro.
okay,
Because I don't
so
watch
the
baseball.
torpedo
I don't watch
bat,
baseball.
the torpedo bat. So basically, the torpedo bat, an MIT, Massachusetts institution.
No, no, okay, cool. Go ahead. I'll correct you later.
He
Hey,
does
what happened?
an analysis. You there?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, go.
So basically, he's an MIT, um, like it's an MIT professor apparently, and he's on the payroll for the
Oh,
Yankees.
super.
And basically, what he does is he studies baseball swings. That's all he does is study baseball swings and how to improve it and how to get better. So he thought of, so what he thought of was he was like, well, instead of loading the wood evenly, let's load it to one part of the bat. So like, let's say I hit the inside part of the baseball with the bat,
Okay.
most of my ABs. Let's say 93% of the
Can
time
you
I
can
hit
you
on
can
the
you
inside
explain
part.
ABs for him?
Well, the MIT professor is going to say, we'll just
Wait, wait,
load
wait,
all
wait,
the
wait,
wood on
wait,
the
wait, wait,
inside of
wait,
the
wait,
bat
wait, wait,
so you can
wait,
hit a home
wait,
run.
wait.
So,
Hey, Mike.
but what?
Hey, Mike. Sorry. Can you explain ABs?
At bat.
What? What? I'm sorry.
AB is at bat.
Okay, got you. Thank you. Continue.
You're at bat. You're batting. AB
I got you.
is at
Okay.
bat. So, so basically, you're, uh, okay. So basically, you load all the wood to one part of the bat. So it's like you're altering the bat to to help your swing,
Right, right,
Mm-hmm.
right. The
and that's not like good. So the NFL, I think, is gonna, or the MLB is gonna review it, and they're
Do
gonna
you
see if
do
it's
you think that's fair?
no.
Okay,
If you
why?
Why?
if
Why
if
not?
if you want to
Let's get into
if
this
you want to
debate.
listen, if you want to use if
Hey,
if you if you want to if you want to use torpedo pads on batters, let the pitchers use foreign substances.
So here's my argument to that, right?
can I
I
add
mean, these
something
guys
though?
are already in the workout room taking PEDs, damn near steroids to get big and strong. Aaron Judge, look at him, he's fucking huge. He wasn't that huge his rookie year. These guys are getting
Yeah.
bigger and stronger quicker, and and it's not fair to the
But
pitchers because these.
could that be the science though? Due to science and due to
Watch out,
right
Bill
or
Nye.
working out? I have an argument for that, right? So you're saying here's my thing: pitchers throw the ball, batters hit the ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would it be fair if you let all batters design their own bats as long as it's just wood? Like it's just as long as it's a wooden bat, right? If wood is wood. That's how I look at it. I could be wrong, but I look at it wood is wood. If
Yeah,
you
but
let all batters,
it's got to be the negative. It's got to be the right drop amount. You can't.
No, but I look at it like this. Remember those Nike
hang,
shoes
hang,
and the
hang on,
and the running?
let me finish. Let me finish, Michi,
Okay,
and
okay.
I'll let you go. So if you look at all the bats and you just make a bat, right?
Okay.
My thing is this. My thing is this. They still have to hit the ball. They still have to hit it.
Yeah, but if they make
It
contact,
all,
it goes a mile.
I mean, I get that, but isn't the point of a pitcher is to throw the ball so they don't hit it?
Yeah, but other pitchers can't strike other pitchers out, so they got to put the ball in play to get outs.
Mm, that's fair. That's fair.
Like me
All
in
right.
college, I was never a strikeout pitcher. I threw the ball for you to chase balls, to hit balls. But if you stick your bat
Oh,
out and fling it, it's over the fence. That's not fair to me. Then
so you're
as me as a
saying
pitcher,
so you're saying you would throw balls so people you knew batters would not get a good touch on it. So
I'll
basically,
tell
it's
you
going to
what.
you do to a pop up
Let
or
me give
something
you
like that, so it can be an out.
let me give you an example. Okay, I was a pitcher in college. Okay, I pitched against
Hmm.
this guy who was getting drafted to the Toronto Blue Jays. Okay,
Okay.
he had a 35-inch bat. Okay, which means that he can get balls on the outside part of the plate. Which
Okay.
okay, so I threw a ball on the outside part of the plate. It wasn't even in the strike zone. The dude swung and hit over the fence.
Oh wow.
How is that fair to me? That ball was not even in the strike zone. That's not even the hitter's zone. And he just stuck his arms
Right.
out and hit the ball and it went a mile and it's over the fence.
Mm, interesting. Michi, what
Because
were you gonna say?
you gotta think the pitchers are throwing so hard that if you just stick your bat out, it's gonna go over.
I got you. Just because of the force that they're actually doing, just
Yes.
physics, just physics. Oh,
Physics.
oh, ooh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is why. See, this is why you have to have experts in, man.
Yep,
Or,
yep, yep, yep.
I'm
But that's
not
what I
saying that
said,
you're expert.
and I'm not a physicist, so I'm not about like laws of physics and stuff like that. So like I don't really know anything about that stuff. So that's stuff that we got to blah, 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 deep dive into that I don't know about.
Right, but you did play baseball enough to understand the
Mm-hmm.
game.
A
Okay,
hundred
Exactly.
percent,
that's
100%.
that's
So
fair.
he
My eye
has
for
a valid
baseball.
point. So he has a he has a valid point. So what I was gonna say though,
He does.
after fucking finally after you guys wanted to show your fucking wood bats on this fucking podcast, um, uh,
Bro,
goddamn,
you got the mega wood bat. Well, I don't know why you hating right now. You got the
I
mega wood bat,
I
Mine's
bro.
the
got a
torpedo. Mine's the
I
torpedo.
got right. I got a rubber. So what I was gonna say, the correlation between Nike Vaporfly shoes and torpedo bats lies in their impact on sports performance and fairness. Both use advantage technology to enhance kind of like the athletic ability. So like
Hmm.
Yep.
Vaporfly shoes improve running efficiency, while torpedo bats optimize the swing mechanics. So basically, that's why it should be banned because if there is an advancement, there is a edge when using
There
these
is
bats,
a
these
slider.
shoes.
You have to hit it in the right
Hey,
spot though. But yes, you're right.
let me ask you a question though. These bats were utilized by, you say, the Yankees. The Yankees did this.
Yes, yes.
So let
Opening
me ask you
them.
a question. Now let me ask you a question. What was the increased percentage of? Because basically this is home
Oh,
runs because it's supposed
more
to go
home
for
runs. They had
how
like
many
eight
more
more home, like eight.
per
Mm,
game?
They had 9 homers in one game.
damn. Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah. No, no,
that's
no.
kind of yeah, that's kind of
Yeah,
unheard of.
that's yeah. No, 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 no.
That
Definitely
bro,
not.
that's a football score, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like Jazz Chisholm hit a home
Fuck
run.
no.
Aaron Judge hit a home run. Carlos
Well,
Campbell hit
okay,
a
you
home
can't
run.
count. Time out. You can't count Aaron Judge though, because Aaron Judge just be hitting home
He's a
runs
beast.
though, right?
He's a
He
beast.
So,
had
but
He's a
the
beast.
people that don't normally hit home
Yeah.
runs, they were hitting home runs.
Yeah, Cody Bellinger, Anthony Volpe, 100%.
yeah.
Okay,
So
you're right. Yeah, I think you may have convinced me on this one, man. I think you may
I
have.
told you.
I
I
think you
told
may
you.
have swayed me on this.
I told you. I told you. It's not. It's not. It's not fair. Fuck no.
Mm.
Cody Bellinger's average last year was like one something.
We were talking about the roid era. Remember?
I'm a firm believer in steroids because it evens the playing field if everybody uses it.
Well, then
Right.
if athletes can use steroids, then pitchers can use foreign substance.
I mean, I agree with that. I This is
If you're
my
gonna
thing,
cheat,
man.
if you're gonna cheat, let them cheat. But if you're not gonna cheat, don't let them cheat. That's the thing about
Right.
baseball. And if you let them cheat, then you gotta let all the cheaters in the Hall of Fame, which I think is
What's
not
the
fair.
what's the saying? There's no crying in baseball, but there's cheating.
Yeah, baseball's always been a gentleman's sport, though.
Oh,
I don't
I
agree
don't
with that
agree
at
with that.
all. Like
I don't agree with that.
they clear the dugout and fight. Like it's not gentlemen
Yeah,
at all.
it's not gentlemen.
I've never seen a brawl on a golf course. Like they can say it's a gentleman's sport, but it's not. Maybe that when that was like the only sport in America that we had really, but I don't think that that's a gentleman's sport by any means.
I think a gentleman's sports is cigars.
I think golf is like a gentleman's sport. I feel
No,
like.
I said
Nah,
cigars.
I've seen a wife
I
run
think
over her
like,
husband with the car at the golf course.
oh, dude, I saw that video, dude. That's not a sport. That's
That's
murder.
that's
Mm.
I don't, dude. I
But
feel like every
I'm talking about the professionals. The professional golfers is a gentleman's sport. I feel
Oh
like.
yes, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yes, 100%, like PGA Tour, like professional,
Yes.
absolutely.
I don't feel there's anything like I don't the MLB like no, bro. You just like no,
Huge.
man.
yeah. Hey, did you know that Chichi Rodriguez um died last year? I think this year actually he died this year. And he was the first Puerto Rican professional golfer, and he was a
Bro,
veteran.
when you said Chichi Rodriguez, my mind automatically went to Tu Wong Fu.
Oh Lord,
What wait, what am I thinking in my mind right now?
I have no idea.
Isn't that Chichi Rodriguez in that movie? The what is that guy's name that plays that Hispanic dude?
You're talking about. Oh, now I gotta look it up. I can't. I can't. My mind is
Wasn't that
fried.
the name Chichi? That person's name was Chichi, bro. Chichi Rodriguez.
I don't think it was Rodriguez though.
Maybe it wasn't Rodriguez. It was Chichi for sure, bro. Mike, you may be too young to know the movie we're talking about.
Kiki Hernandez?
No, 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 no. There's a movie called Tu
Not
Wong
eh,
Fu.
not
Thanks for
Aaron
everything.
Hernandez. Not Aaron
Yeah,
Hernandez.
Sounds familiar.
there's there's a movie Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for everything. It's about drag with Wesley Snipes, Patrick Swayze, and how do you say his name? John Luzimo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't pronounce it. Yeah, but they all in drag and they're traveling across like the country to compete in this drag show. And the person's there, the name of the individual, one of them was Chi Chi, but I thought it was Chi Chi Rodriguez.
Mm-mm.
So when I Googled it, it came up Puerto Rican professional golfer.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm looking for Chi Chi Tu Wong Fu. What was the name in that movie? That's gonna drive me crazy. I
Tu Wong
need to ask.
Fu, right? Tu Wong Fu. Let's look at the
It's not
Tu
giving the
Wong
last name in it.
cast.
Anyways, let's
It's
move
just
on.
Chi
Moving
Chi,
on.
and his last name's Leguizamo. Leg Leguizamo.
It
I
was
gotta put.
Chichi Rodriguez.
We gotta put
Chichi
some respect on his
Rodriguez.
name, though.
Yeah, Chichi Rodriguez. That was the name in Tu Wong Fu. That's what I was like, what are you talking about?
Oh shit!
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they're both the Tu Wong Fu was the alias in that movie, and then there's a golfer, professional golfers,
He's
Chichi
64 years
Rodriguez.
old. He looks
He's
great.
he's old man. He's been acting for a long
Yeah, we have to
time,
put some
man.
respect on his name. See, this is why we have to say people's last names correctly. And I should teach
Yeah,
him because I'm
man.
Puerto Rican.
He's not Puerto Rican though, is
Leguizamo.
he?
He is Puerto Rican. Oh
Who?
yes,
He's
100%. He's Puerto
oh
Rican. A hundred
he's Puerto
percent.
Rican. Oh, I didn't
Fucking
know that.
100%. Very proud of it
Mm,
too.
mm.
Leguizamo. Yeah,
Oh, Leguizamo.
yeah. John
Gotcha.
Leguizamo. I can't say the last name. I'm sorry. We're
I
gonna cut this out.
Mm.
Don't add that. Don't add that. Just cut that.
Oh, Mike. Did you see the special on sign stealing?
The
Oh yeah,
special what?
Astros.
No, 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 no.
The
The
Astros.
it's a it's a a special out like a documentary on this individual that he commissioned, I think, into the Marines, but he was a big Michigan fan, and he walked into, let's see, the Naval
Yep.
Academy. He walks into he's at, I think he's at the Naval Academy. He grew up a Michigan fan, right? He walks in the
Yep.
Naval Academy because he was doing his commission or whatever. He walks in, he's all like, hey, I want to help out the football team. Because when he gets out of the military, his goal was to go and get on a coaching staff for Michigan. He walks
Michigan.
into the Naval Academy. He said, hey, I want to help. How can I want to be a coach's assistant, I guess? And he was like,
Hmm.
well, we don't have anyone in charge of sign interpretation. He was like, well, what's that? Well, basically, you just figure out what signs they're playing, and you kind of decipher their codes, and that way you tell us the code. So he's like, okay, awesome. So he's working with the Naval Academy. He finishes that. He gets to his first duty station. He's flying all the way across the country helping Michigan, and then he gets out of the military. He goes full time. He gets on at Michigan, and he basically starts deciphering all of the codes for the other teams, the
So he's
signals, the
basically a
signs.
spy.
That's exactly what it is, bro. That's
He's
exactly what
basically
it
a
is.
spy.
Yeah, man, it's a documentary out. I can't remember what platform it was on, but man, neat. Mike, y'all gotta check it out.
Okay,
It
it's
was pretty good. I got
Untold on Netflix.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
Yo, watch it. It's pretty good. I gotta go back and finish watching. I got a short attention span, so I couldn't sit there for the entire time. But
But
I
yeah,
gotta finish watching.
what's it called? Harbaugh got suspended for a couple games because of that. Yeah, they found out. And they still ended up winning.
Which is crazy because everybody does it. Everybody
Yeah.
does it.
But that's the thing, and we talked about this, I talked about this with an older guy, and, I said it talks about everybody cheats. At the end of the day, everybody cheats. It's if you get caught or not.
That's facts.
I mean, let's be honest here. At the end of the day, every sport you're gonna cheat to get an edge, to get that
Give me a
extra,
second.
whatever.
Do
A
y'all
hundred.
think do y'all think cheating should be allowed in sports?
Think what?
Do y'all think cheating should be allowed in sports?
They've been doing it for thousands of years. Why not? Why not now?
Why not legalize specific cheating because they already do it? It's like an unwritten
That's
rule.
true. That's true. I mean, I could see that because it can't be out of hand. I mean, you
Yeah,
can't take it out of hand.
it can't. Like you can't do steroids because
Yes.
it's
Yes.
player health, right?
But
But
let the pitchers have some foreign substance. Let the spin rate go up in baseball. Let's make the
yep.
game more interesting.
Mm,
Same thing with the torpedo bats. Let the torpedo bats. Let the home runs increase. Let the viewership. Let the people view. Let the people watch. Because at the end of the day, it's all viewer money business. It's
yeah.
all It all
How do
comes
y'all
down to money.
how do y'all feel about putting an average Joe in the Olympics? No,
well,
no, no, I'm
well,
serious. I'm
well. We
serious.
had that shooter. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We had that shooter in the Olympics. That average Joe shooter that came in second in the 22
Mm,
competition. So it was this guy from
mm.
Soviet. He was from the Soviet army. He's never shot a gun basically in his life, and He's
No.
oh
Time out. Time out. He's never shot a gun.
no, he has. He shot a
No,
gun.
I'm
He
not
was
talking
in.
about that. I'm talking about like an average Joe, like a couch potato in the Olympics.
I mean, there should be like an American Olympics,
What?
like like an American Olympics where average Joes are in the Olympics, but then you have the professionals that are in the Olympics.
They have. It's called qualifying times.
Zamo.
Do they?
Yeah,
Leguizamo.
I don't know. I don't know anything about the Olympics,
Leguizamo.
bro.
Leguizamo. What is that?
Leguizamo.
What is that?
Leguizamo. That's how you pronounce his last name.
Ah,
Leguizamo. John
got you.
Leguizamo. Boom.
Got you.
I couldn't let it go. I have to put respect on his name. You can't, you
I
gotta put
feel you.
respect on his name. You
Hey, I
can't play
feel
with that
you.
man. You can't play
I
with that
feel you.
man.
Hey,
Come
that
on,
dude's a good actor.
let's not play with him. Let's not play with him. I had to go back. I had to exit out this damn podcast, go and find how to pronounce his last name. Went to see his interviews and how he pronounced his name. I was dedicated and I said, no, you're gonna get that last name correct.
Hey,
One, I'm
say
Puerto
it one more
Rican.
time.
Okay, I
Say it
fucked
one
it
more
up.
time for the chat.
I said all that shit and now I forgot. Lake Mazamo, fuck with me.
Look, okay, got you, got you.
So
So,
let's go.
hey,
And I hope he hears this. I hope he hears this. I hope one day he goes, damn, Michi really fucking went in there and said, no, no, mama, Michi gonna put Michi gonna do the right accent, put the right pronouncer, and have me do it.
all right, hey, so we had a conversation. We kind of ended our chat the other day, last week. We talked about villain stories.
Oh, behind every villain,
We,
there's some. No,
I want to
look.
talk about this.
Okay, but can I just do the
You got it. You got
Can
it.
I do the
You got
quote?
it.
Can I do the
You,
quote? So
you got it.
I wrote a quote and I said, behind every villain, there's someone worse that shaped them. You heard that, Mike?
Hmm.
What's your understanding on that?
That's deep.
You can
Damn
put Buddy
right.
on you can put Buddy on the spot, bro.
My bad.
That's
No,
deep.
No,
you
I'm just
good.
asking you, how do you understand it? Behind every villain, there is someone behind them who shaped
So
behind yeah.
what I get out of that quote is that there's always going to be someone bigger and badder than the person that you are.
Well, there was someone worse that created them. So
Yes, there's always going to be somebody
basically,
bigger and badder.
are villains born or are villains made?
I think it's both.
I think it's a
Mm,
mix. I think it's a
yeah,
mix
it's
because it could depend
bisexual.
on your childhood plus people, whatever that turns you into a villain or
Hmm.
Yeah, I think it's both, man.
I definitely agree.
Because we can look at all types of villains in the world, man, and or like go back to comic books. Some villains were shaped through life, through
just bad mentality.
bad mentality, through the way that they grew up. Some villains were shaped because of another villain. You
Hmm.
have prodigies for a reason. You have
Or
prodigies,
I mean,
and they create a
you're right.
villain.
I mean,
And not to be
you
mistaken
could
by
look up
Mob
to
Deep,
what you think is a hero, but is actually a villain.
but
That's
Prodigy.
true. Really,
Look,
we talked about this before. Thanos was a hero.
He
mm,
was.
in
They
somebody's
all,
story.
yeah, but ain't nobody ready. No. In the Avengers, he was a hero
I
that
mean,
was defeated.
yes. In somebody's story. In
If you really
somebody's
want to
story.
talk, if you really want to talk about it, man, Thanos was saving them from the Celestials. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
internals.
Yeah, he was saving them from the Celestials. See the Celestial or Celestials, but he was saving them
We
from that.
Yeah.
we figure out that you're not good at pronunciation.
Yeah, that's fact.
We just found that out
That's
today.
fact. That's
You
fact.
just came
We
out the pronunciation
Where
closet.
you going?
uh,
Fuck you,
uh
My bad,
man.
my bad, my bad.
Celestials.
This bitch
I
said
think
Nice.
that's
Celeste. Celeste.
yeah. We're gonna
That's
call him Celeste.
Hey,
We're
what
gonna call
about
him
right.
those new
Celeste.
what about those new pyramid findings? What are your thoughts on that?
Oh shit. Here he go. So we're back to Egypt. We're
Wait,
talking about
wait a minute.
camels.
You
We're
talking
talking
about the
about
ones that's
camels.
you one that's talking about all over the world?
I
Camels.
told you. I told you
A
we're
lot of
back to
The
camels.
pillars, the one that the pillars are going deep underneath the pyramid.
I told you we're
wait,
back to
what?
camels.
What are you talking about right now?
You might not know about it.
No, I don't. I don't. I don't know. I don't
Well,
know.
anyway, they did a satellite scan. So some researchers did a satellite scan, and they viewed it from the satellite from the pyramid, and they kind of projected what was in the ground, and they found these huge coils and pillars under the ground. And scientists are baffled now because they don't know what to think. And I think that the Egyptians found the pyramids. I don't think they ever built the pyramids. Me personally, I don't think the Egyptians built the pyramids. I will so hardly go to the ends of the earth and say that I do not think the pyramids or that the
Time
Egyptians
out.
built the
Time out.
pyramids.
You
I
saying
think
they
it's some
found this
bullshit.
under the pyramids?
Hmm.
Here we
So this
go.
whole time they got this structure that has been like a modern,
Yeah.
It's
just
like
a
the iceberg.
mystery.
It's like
It's
an
been a
iceberg.
mystery, and
It's an iceberg.
they never X-rayed anything. I'm calling
No,
cap, bro.
so
There's something that ain't adding up about that story the way you explained it.
Exactly.
so
Something's not adding
Exactly.
up,
basically
dog.
so basically the Nile River used to run much closer to the
But he's
pyramids.
not in denial.
What?
No, I'm in denial right now.
Right.
And basically the Nile River would flow into the pyramids. And that dude, they would take the water. It's like a dam. They take the water and make it energy. So they take that water and convert energy in the pyramids. Therefore, they had electricity back then. I think that they had electricity back then.
Okay.
So I think that because you got to think, bro, electricity has always been on Earth. It wasn't
And
discovered
then the white man invented the electricity bill.
until later. But that's not the point. That's not the point. That's not the point. That's not the
Hey,
point.
yo.
That's funny as fuck, Mike. Mike is funny as shit, bro.
Fuck you guys.
Hey, somebody about to pay us.
Right.
Oh,
But I think I
you thought you was gonna get cable for free, my boy? It ain't happening.
the Tico bill.
Right, right, right. That's funny. That's
Oh
funny.
my god, bro! All right, man. These pyramids, man. All right, back to these pyramids. So you're saying, you think they had electricity established?
I think it was like a dam. I think that they did have electricity back then, and I think that they did have like a dam water system where they
What
took
if
the water.
Atlantis? What if Atlantis was like kind of like the twin city of Egypt?
Well, they say that there was like advanced civilizations before us that got wiped out, and they don't know what. So I could believe that I think the lost city of
Hey,
Atlantis. I think
I
that
know it
that got
wasn't
flooded.
COVID.
It got flooded, which means I think that there was a big flood that happened and it flooded that whole city. And I think that city is hidden underground somewhere. The lost city of Atlantis.
if only there was a book that talked about a flood.
Mm.
Well, listen in the Bible, every Greek, everything they always talk about one major flood. So we can
Right.
confirm that there has been a major flood or
Hmm.
event on this earth that happened.
That probably
I mean,
reshaped
reshape. I
civilization.
mean, the Pangea. We were all one continent. Something happened. We
This
all
bitch,
broke apart.
this this bitch,
Not to be mistaken by Pandora, but not Pandora like the food chain, but Pandora's
No,
this bitch don't know
Pangea.
about
box.
Pangea.
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 This bitch don't know about Pangea.
No, I do actually know about Pangea. Pangea is basically.
No, no, bro. You never heard that song, Lil Dicky? This bitch don't know about Pangea.
Oh no, 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 no. I was gonna say
I
no.
will.
I
Mike,
actually
have
wrote a
you heard
story
that?
about Pangea.
Yes, 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 little Dicky.
This bitch don't know about Pangea. All right, bro. I'm gonna sing you that, Meech.
I was like, damn, nigga, shit, I ain't no bitch, but this bitch know about Pangea for real. I gotta explain Pangea for real. I was gonna tell you I wrote a story about Pangea, actually.
Brain coming in on some other shit. No.
I mean, how do you think canyons are formed and other shits?
That's facts.
Hmm.
Water through like waterways and shit, right?
Yeah.
Running war. Yeah, that's real. That's
He
real,
said
man.
it. He said it. He said it. Bad.
Man, I look. I have a crazy theory that I've always had on ancient civilizations and humans. A crazy theory.
Can I tell you my theory? That's what I'm saying. Like
All
that's
right,
what I was trying to explain. With the
theory time.
my my
Go.
my theory is basically
Me to start
somewhat
winding down.
It's
four
4 in the
o'clock
morning.
somewhere. No,
Oh, 4 in the
4 o'clock.
afternoon.
yeah, it's four
Yeah,
o'clock
yes.
somewhere. That's what Kenny
For
Chesney was saying.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You just alcoholic, bro. Hey,
Well, no,
but
I'm
all
not.
right,
I'm not.
man. Y'all.
Yes, you gotta be in. You gotta be out, but you can't be in or out of this motherfucker because you ain't bisexual, bitch.
And then on that note, y'all have a good one.
Yeah,